Today we are joined by Francis Marion head women's basketball coach Jeri Porter and senior forward Kiana Adderton. Coach Porter, can you give us your thoughts on the 2021 Patriots squad as you've gotten several weeks of practice now under your belt?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this group. We are a really kind of odd mixture of 6 seniors and 5 freshmen that make up a 13-man roster. I think we've got 1 junior and 1 sophomore on our roster right now. So it's been kind of interesting bringing that all together. Our freshmen bring a really good kind of new energy. And obviously when you've got that many seniors on the court who are comfortable in their roles and kind of know what to expect, it's been really fun. They're a competitive group. Practices have been extremely competitive. They communicate with each other really well. I've actually been really impressed with how quickly they seem to have come together. There's a chemistry there that you don't necessarily always see when you've got, a large group of new kids in your program. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what I'm seeing so far. Obviously, we got a lot of work we still need to do, but we've been focusing a lot on defense in the first few weeks of practice. We've been competing and putting them in positions and situations where they got to compete, and they've done a really good job up to this point.
Along the same lines, with the large number of returnees, but yet you've got a handful of newcomers, how important will leadership from the veterans be this year?
Oh, I think it's going to be huge. And it's one of those things that with our senior class, this group of seniors that have been with us some for 3 or 4 years now, that we've really been kind of, trying to drag it out of them each year. And every year you see them getting a little more comfortable with communicating more, with speaking up. I think they sensed it this year because there are so many freshmen on the floor. And even in conversations with some of them individually, they've kind of told me, I realize now, you've been telling us we need to speak up and lead, but now we kind of realize it because there are a lot of young kids in the program, and we want to make sure that we're doing things right. First of all, leading by example, but also being a lot more verbal and doing a better job communicating. So our seniors are doing a great job right now of just stepping up and leading.
Our senior with us today, Kiana, was a first-team all-conference selection last season. What are some of the strengths she brings to the court, and what type of year do you expect from her?
The expectations for Kia are through the roof. I mean, she knows that, right? We don't make any, bones about the fact that, she's coming off of a first-team all-conference season. We saw performances last year in spurts where she could have been the best player in the league that night. And so what we've talked about this year is just consistency, is wanting to see that every night. We know what she's capable of. She's got this amazing skill set where she can score on all 3 levels. She can shoot the 3. She can put it on the floor. We had to post her up a little bit last year. And she was effective in all of those areas. And so now this year, we just, we want to see her put it all together and just be that really good, consistent, player on the floor for us that kind of leads us every night.
You are entering your 6th year here at Francis Marion and your 21st overall as a college head coach. How unique has this past off-season and now the current preseason been?
Wow. Obviously, unlike anything any of us have ever seen. It's been, unique is probably the best way to say it. It's been unprecedented. Things that we're doing that we've never done before. Questions, even up to the point of, I think, getting a schedule maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where we kind of finally can settle into, okay, we're playing these teams on these dates. Starting off preseason in small groups and not necessarily being able to bring the entire team together. There's been a lot of adjustments, but I feel like for us as coaches, if we don't learn anything in coaching, we learn how to be flexible. And so while this specific issue is different, it's new, learning to be flexible and kind of learning to wing it sometimes and shoot from the hip and go with your gut and all the things that you learn to do as coaches over the past 21 years as a head coach for me has really kind of paid off this season because we've kind of had to go into that bag and bring out all the tricks. So, we're working like we always do, but there's just a little bit more uncertainty in the middle of the work. So, but it's definitely been different. But I think having a group that is as ambitious and as hardworking and as unified as this group is, has made it definitely bearable and even enjoyable at times.
As I mentioned, we're also joined by senior forward Kiana Adderton. Kiana, how has your preseason gone, albeit unique, and what are your expectations for the upcoming year?
I feel like my preseason is going okay, but it's always room to get better as a player, and I'll be the player I need to be for my team when January comes. And then my expectations this year is to be player of the year, and I want our team to win the conference and potentially get a ring.
Talk a little bit about the differences you've endured over the past summer and how this preseason is compared to the past.
Oh, this preseason was definitely different, but I feel like it only was like that because of COVID. So I feel like we're adjusting through it.
Any new expectations? Obviously, you were one of the top scorers in the league last year. Anything you want to change or do better this year?
What I would like to change, I want to be player of the year. That's my main goal. So I can get there, then I feel like I did what I need to do for my team. And also, of course, I want us to, potentially be able to get a ring and do good in the conference.
Mask or gator?
Mask.
Making a three-pointer or making a massive block?
3-point.
In-person class or online class?
Online.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
And your favorite post-game food?
Probably hibachi or Chinese food.
Thanks for showing interest in Francis Marion University basketball. The Patriots will open their season January 6th at Georgia College in Milledgeville, Georgia.